Okay, it's round 2 of the Six Nations this weekend. Scotland are playing Ireland at Murrayfield. The weather's going to have a big impact. So, regardless of how Scotland would like to play and Ireland would like to play, I think the weather is going to affect how both sides approach the game. Scotland obviously like to play with this unstructured attack, organised chaos, as Gregor Townsend refers to it. It worked very well last week. The weather conditions were cold, but it wasn't as bad as this in the sense that the amount of water coming out the sky. Yes, there's going to be heavy rain and heavy winds. One thing that will be concerning Scotland is their defensive discipline, and the last 15 minutes of that game was just not great at all. They completely lost discipline and control. They were up on the scoreboard by 30 odd points. They threw away 3 tries in 15 minutes. They cannot afford to do that at any point against Ireland. Their discipline just left them for some unknown reason. They decided just to take the foot off the gas, disrespect the opposition, and they got punished for 15 minutes. And they were sloppy in defence. I do think, though, the weather will have a massive impact on how Scotland decide to use their unstructured attack. I think it's going to have to be a bit more tight and a bit more simple. They can still be unstructured. They can still, have some nice little set plays. They're going to have to simplify them a little bit and do them at the appropriate times. Overplaying in conditions like we're having right now is test match suicide, and they could get punished. And I don't think you want to have constant scrums, constant lineouts, constant set plays. That will get tiring, especially for a smaller forward pack. That will be physically, taking a beating at times. That's a concern that some have, is their forward pack is on the smaller. They are more mobile, but they're on the smaller side, and they are missing some key forwards due to injury and suspension. You don't want to have to keep resetting scrums. That is energy sapping stuff. And if you want to keep playing this mobile-free, unstructured play, you need your ball carrying forwards to have the energy to join in the unstructured play. And if they're constantly resetting scrums and they're constantly having scrums, that's energy sapping stuff. Penalties as well, constantly going for the line out and the ruck and maul, that is energy sapping stuff. If your attack relies on quick ball and unstructured play, you need your forwards to be as mobile and as full of energy as possible. On the Irish side, they got their kicking game wrong last week, and I think they had a few tactical errors in defence as well with selection. I would expect Ireland to address those. They're going to have to be far more accurate with their kicking from hand, and I think they're going to have to run the ball more. I think there's going to be more running with the ball from hand. They're going to have to, though, again, be aware of the conditions. They're going to keep the plays more simple than I think people realise. I think it's just simple, support the ball runner in 2s or 3s. If they break the game line, a couple of little offloads, but they're going to have to be the right offloads, not just every line break. You're going to have to make sure the ball runner is aware an offload is coming. Communication is going to be key, but they are going to be fired up for this game after the defeat against England. I think the England result was a one-off result. There's a reason why they're the best team in the world by a ranking. They have beaten the All Blacks convincingly in November. So I do think Ireland will bounce back from their England defeat. It's unfortunately they're coming into a very motivated, informed Scotland side, especially at home. So it's going to be interesting to see how they counteract Scotland's free-flowing attack. Now, the weather will possibly help them, but again, I don't think the Irish want to have a constant set of reset scrums, line-outs, penalties against. That is energy-sapping stuff. They will obviously want to keep the game simple and disciplined. If they start giving away penalties, that's energy-sapping as well. It'll be interesting to see who adapts to the conditions quickest, because the weather does not look great. I'm not going to lie from that. It's going to be some very strong winds, some very heavy rain. So whoever can adapt the quickest will win the game. Plain and simple. And also, who can be the most disciplined? And I think Scotland had the least discipline out of the two sides last weekend, with a significant amount of penalties in a very short amount of time and a yellow card. So regardless of the fact they were winning that game and won the game anyway, that will be a cause of concern, is their discipline. And if Ireland can target that ill discipline around the ruck and the maul, they could have some joy out of it, and Scotland could have a longer afternoon than they need to. It's going to be a tight game, but I'm not going to try and predict a result. I think Ireland could win by 5, but Scotland could win by 10. It could go either one of those ways. It could swing. It's going to be a very close game. It will be coming down to fine margins. And if Scotland don't shore up that discipline slightly, and Ireland work out what tactically went wrong and their concentration on both sides, it could be a long afternoon. But it could be one of the most entertaining games of the lot, or the most boring. It really is down to what the weather does and which side adapts to the weather quickest. But thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.